midnight roads don't lie. They show a man exactly who he is under a fading moon that don't shine for the righteous. Gravel cracked beneath my weary stride, cold night air pulling close at my side. The moon hung low like a dying flame, whispering truths I refuse to name. A broken sign creaked in the southern wind, marking where my past and sorrow thin. Every mile felt carved in gloom on a midnight road beneath a fading moon. Oh, the darkness called me home, down a path where lost men roam. Nothing left but the echoes tune on a midnight road beneath a fading moon. Pines leaned in like mournful choir lines, humming hymns older than southern pines. My shadow flickered on abandoned stone, a restless ghost that wouldn't leave me alone. The night tasted thick like a final prayer, carrying secrets too heavy to bear. Even the stars kept their cold commune on a midnight road beneath a fading moon. Oh, the darkness called me home, down a path where lost men roam. Nothing left but the echoes tune on a midnight road beneath a fading moon. Maybe a man finds truth at night when he's got no shelter, no guiding light. Maybe mercy comes too soon, or not at all beneath a fading moon. Oh, the wind cried low and wide, pulling the sorrow from my stride. My name drifted into the quiet dune on a midnight road beneath a fading moon. And when the moon slipped into the clouds, the road stayed awake, like it still had something left to say about me. They say every crossroad carries a ghost, but only some of them know how to pray. And when the shadows kneel first, you learn what kind of night you're walking into. Cicadas humming like a worn-out choir, moonlight flickering like dying fire. Dust curls slow where the gravel bends, marking the place where the dead make amends. A crooked sign creaks in the southern breeze, whispering warnings through the cypress trees. Every footstep felt stolen away on crossroads where the shadows pray. Oh, the night falls hard and low, carrying sins only the lost ones know. Even the darkness has debts to pay. At crossroads where the shadows pray. An old hymn drifts through the midnight air, half a plea, half a broken prayer. Boot prints fade where the roots run deep, garden secrets the pines still keep. A lantern glows weak through the drifting haze, like hope trying to outlive its final days. Still I walk though the world fell afraid, to crossroads where the shadows pray. Oh, the night falls hard and low, carrying sins only the lost ones know. Even the darkness has debts to pay. At crossroads where the shadows pray. Maybe mercy ain't lost it high, waiting where the lonely winds collide. Maybe soul finds truth someday, kneeling where the shadows pray. Oh, the road breathed cold and wide, pulling the weight I carried inside. If redemption lies past the break of day, it waits at the crossroads where the shadows pray. And when the wind went quiet, the night bowed its head, as if something unseen had finally finished his prayer. Highways don't stay empty by accident. Something leaves them hollow. Something keeps them lonely. And the dust is always the first to remember. Red dawn trembling on the southern line, casting shadows long as a mournful sign. My boots hit gravel worn thin by time, each step echoing like a half-lost rhyme. The air tasted dry as a broken prayer, carrying whispers that weren't quite there. The world felt wide yet hollow and gray on dust trails of an empty Dixie highway. Oh, the wind spoke soft and low, telling secrets only the lost would know. Every ghost had something to say on dust trails of an empty Dixie highway. A rusted milepost leaned toward the night, as if bowing down to fading light. Cypress roots crawled over forgotten stone, marking the places men died alone. A distant hum from the old steel rails sang like sorrow riding southern gales. Even the sky felt tired and frayed above dust trails on an empty Dixie highway. Oh, the wind spoke soft and low, telling secrets only the lost would know. Every ghost had something to say on dust trails of an empty Dixie highway. Maybe the past don't die, it waits, lingering quiet at deserted gates. Maybe a man learns truth one way, following dust on an empty Dixie highway. Oh, the night leaned heavy and wide, pulling my sins to the roadside. My name drifted like smoke away down the dust trails of an empty Dixie highway. And when the wind finally settled, the silence felt like it knew me better than any living soul ever could. Nights don't go quiet for no reason. Something haunts the wind, something bends the dark, and your name is always the first thing it carries. Moonlight trembling on the old dirt road, casting silver where the heartache flowed. I walk slow as if the dark could hear every memory burning cold and clear. The pines swayed soft like they knew your face, whispering echoes in the empty space. I felt the pull of something I couldn't name when the night softly whispered your name. Oh, the wind knew where to aim, calling out low with a ghostly flame. Every shadow bowed in blame when the night whispered your name. A fallen fence, forgotten sign, marked the turn where you once walked beside mine. The hush of the woods felt too damn near, like the past itself had learned to appear. Crickets stopped singing as if they felt the weight of the story hanging heavy in fate. Even the stars flickered low like a flame when the night whispered your name. Oh, the wind knew where to aim, calling out low with a ghostly flame. Every shadow bowed in blame when the night whispered your name. Maybe love ain't gone, it hides in the quiet hum where the cold wind rides. Maybe the truth stays wild and untamed, waiting to speak in your name. Oh, the night leaned close again, pulling my heart like some old friend. Every light, every hope, every flame rose when the night whispered your name. And when the dark finally grew still, it felt like it knew the parts of me I'd never dare speak aloud, not even to you. Some men carry saddlebags, others carry bullets or burden, but a true outlaw, he carries every sin like a shadow stitched to his bone. Moonlight fell thin on the broken trail, where every regret rode in my tail. My horse breathed slow, worn from the fight, guiding me through the remnants of night. Dust clung tight to the life I fled, marking the wounds I never shed. Every mile fell carved into my skin for the rider who carries his sins. Oh, the road knows what I've done, every secret I thought I'd outrun. Mercy feels too far, too thin for the rider who carries his sin. Preacher's voice echoed in the dark, reciting judgment sharp as a spark. I felt the weight of the years I stole, the names I carved into my soul. Thunder rolled low like a warning sign, shaking the truth I tried to confine. Even the wind refused to begin, forgiving the rider who carries his sins. Oh, the road knows what I've done, every secret I thought I'd outrun. Mercy feels too far, too thin for the rider who carries his sin. Redemption comes slow and sore, a quiet knock the night pool, close and cold, wrapping the stories I never told. My name drifted where the dark grows thin, with a rider who carries his sin. And as the dawn crept over the ridge, I knew the light couldn't save me, but it could show me how far I still had left to ride. They say the chapel died a long time ago, but sound don't fade easy. When sorrow's the one singing it, some places keep echoing, even after God walks out. Moonlight drips through a broken pane, silver dust on the floorboard's grain. A hymn lies open where ghosts once knelt, pages curled by the heat of guilt long felt. The wooden cross leans tired and thin, bearing the weight of forgotten sin. Every breath felt taken away by echoes from the abandoned chapel. Oh, the walls still hum that mournful sound, a hollow choir from the underground. Even silence has a song to say in echoes from the abandoned chapel. Sway like tattered veils, hiding names carved into the rails. A prayer half sung drifts through the dust, fragile as a promise turned to rust. The pews creak slow beneath unseen feet, rhythms of the dead keeping quiet beat. My heart beat thin beneath their sway, drowning echoes from the abandoned chapel. Oh, the walls still hum that mournful sound, a hollow choir from the underground. Even silence has a song to say in echoes from the abandoned chapel. Or maybe faith don't die, it sleeps, curled in the shadows the darkness keeps. Maybe grace still finds its way through echoes from the abandoned chapel. Oh, the night turned heavy and cold, pulling its secrets never told. If redemption walks where the broken pray, it'll rise from the echoes of the abandoned chapel. The air went still, the last echo lingered. As if the chapel itself refused to forget. Dawn don't come quick for men like him. He hesitates, waits on the edge of the sky, as if deciding whether a sinner deserves another sunrise. Cold wind brushing against his coat, stars fading slow like a dying note. Boots planted firm in the desert sand, a weary prayer hidden in his hand. His shadow stretched thin before the light, caught between darkness and the dying night. Every heartbeat felt ragged and drawn for the outlaw waiting for dawn. Oh, the night holds tight to a guilty man, like he knows more than he ever can. Mercy feels a long road gone for an outlaw waiting for dawn. Rusted flask rests against his chest, warm with secrets he never confessed. The wind hums low like an old worn hymn, carrying the ghost that rode with him. His past trails close like a hungry fire, burning each step with a quiet desire. The horizon side, soft and withdrawn for the outlaw waiting for dawn. Oh, the night holds tight to a guilty man, like he knows more than he ever can. Mercy feels a long road gone for an outlaw waiting for dawn. Maybe the sun don't rise for the pure, maybe it climbs for the lost and unsure. Maybe hope lives somewhere beyond for an outlaw waiting for dawn. Oh, the sky turned pale with a fragile glow, touching the dust where his sorrows go. If redemption lives where the day is born, it'll find the outlaw waiting for dawn. And when the first light broke, he didn't move, just breathed deep, as if the sun itself had forgiven him. Waiting for dawn. They say a lonely rising don't lie. It shows every sorrow a man ever carried, rising slow like smoke from a dying fire. Gray dust trembling over open land, Dust slipping soft through a tired hand. My boots drag slow on the winding line, tracing footsteps that were never mine. A fading trail where the cold wind sighed, whispers of the things I tried to hide. Every memory fell worn and frozen, lost in smoke on the lonely horizon. Oh, the wind cried low tonight, echoing ghosts just out of sight. Every truth felt dead and unspoken, drifting as smoke on the lonely horizon. A rusted fence leaned toward the dying sun, marking where time and regret become one. A hollow canteen by a broken stone, guarding tales a man never should have known. The sky pulled tight with a bleeding glow, like it feared the dark waiting below. Still the miles rolled out, quiet and open, burying smoke on the lonely horizon. Oh, the wind cried low tonight, echoing ghosts just out of sight. Every truth felt dead and unspoken, drifting as smoke on the lonely horizon. Maybe sorrow ain't meant to fade. Maybe it lingers in the trails we've made. Maybe a heart stays cracked and chosen to wander the lonely horizon. Oh, the night grew cold and white, pulling my sins to the roadside. My name fell thin like dust unbroken, carried as smoke on the lonely horizon. And when the wind finally settled, the quiet rose up, soft and heavy, like the world trying to forget me. They say a wanderer dies twice. Once when the road forgets him, and once when the night sings his final hymn. Moonlight trembling on a ragged trail, footsteps fading soft as an old folk tale. My shadow stretched thin across the bend, like a memory trying hard to pretend. A cold wind hummed through the cedar trees, carrying stories meant to bring men to their knees. Every breath felt heavy and somber in the last hymn of the midnight wanderer. Oh, the night sang low and slow, with secrets only lost lost souls know. Every mile pulled me farther and fonder of the last hymn of the midnight wander. Broken lantern flickered near the ridge, light dying slow like a half-burned bridge, a worn-out saddle by a leaning stone, marking the miles I walked alone. A whisper drifted where the shadows curled, as if the dark knew the weight of my world. Still the sky pressed cold and somber over the last hymn of the midnight wander. Oh, the night sang low and slow, with secrets only lost souls know. Every mile pulled me farther and fonder of the last hymn of the midnight wander. Maybe a man don't choose his end, maybe it finds him around the bend. Maybe the truth grows colder and stronger in the hymn of a midnight wander. Oh, the road breathed one last sigh, carrying my name through the open sky. Every echo growing weaker, fonder, as it sang the last hymn of the midnight wanderer. And when the moon slipped behind the hill, the night held its breath, as if mourning a traveler who'd finally stopped moving.